It is Monday, June the 7th, 2021. This is the Walkway to Fight Club. I am Stephen Muehlhausen from DAZN, combat sports reporter extraordinaire, as they say. I don't know about extraordinaire, but welcome to the welcome to the post game show of Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, whatever the heck we just saw. Because I still don't know what we saw. I'm trying to still kind of figure it out. What I was just, what we were just all subjected to for. What were we subjected to for the last 4+ hours? But before we get there, no Daryl Rivera. Daryl was supposed to join us, and Daryl ended up having good old computer issues. So, unfortunately, no Daryl this evening. And he does apologize. He felt absolutely horrible. So, but Daryl, we miss you, my friend. We'll see you soon. But what an interesting night we had in good old boxing. Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, Hard Rock Stadium out in Miami, Florida. Showtime pay-per-view. Man, I'm still trying. My head's kind of foggy, so I do apologize. I'm trying to gather my bearings here. But I want to thank everyone that listened to the preview show. Man, you guys delivered. Nearly 2 million people, not 2 million, 2,000 people watched and have watched, which is fantastic. So I want to thank everyone that did watch. It really does mean a lot. It is greatly appreciated. Trust me, it means more than you will know, means more than you understand. So thank you everyone so much that did watch. I'm still trying to figure out what we saw tonight. We saw a little bit of everything. Some good, some bad, some ugly, a lot of ugly, and everything in between. We got seen the questions and comments already rocking and rolling here. Guys, if they have any questions or comments, make sure you leave a comment, leave a question. If you're watching via Facebook Live, it's simple. Leave a reaction to the video and leave a question or comment. And also like and follow Walkway to Fight Club. A lot of followers today. So I thought that was really cool. Thank you guys so much for that. It means a lot. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. It means more than you guys will ever understand. I will put it that way. So thank you guys so much for watching. But Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul went the distance, to the surprise of many, including me. Was not expecting this to go the way it did. And I know a lot of people that are unhappy. I know a lot of people that are pretty pissed off. Are you one of them? Let's kind of sit here and. All right, we'll start with this. Sammy 2K. Thank you so much. I thought the fight was all right. Sammy, if you could tell me how you thought the fight was all right. I legitimately, I want to know, because I'm trying to still kind of wrap my head of. I'm trying to wrap my head around how the fight was fun, entertaining, or really anything in between. I'm trying to figure it out. So tell me how you thought the fight was all right. We'll go to your same 2K. I still think Floyd should have won. If we were basing it on points, and if this wasn't an exhibition, absolutely. You would not be wrong. Not wrong at all. I think you would be 150% right. Floyd would have won 6 rounds to 2. Because I will say, I'd give the first round. Sure, if we want to give the first 2 rounds to Logan Paul, sure. I guess if we really want to do that, okay, cool. I don't know. Whatever, sure. I guess. I don't know. I'm like so torn on how to feel about this evening. I feel happy that it's over. I feel sad for the people that bought a ticket because you got to only see what the money you paid to see. You didn't get your money's worth. I thought what we saw beforehand was just about what you expected. I thought Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, I thought he shocked the hell out of me. And then we got, even though we got knocked down, probably got to give Brian Maxwell a little credit. You know, he was in the bare knuckle world. He was in boxing. He was in MMA. So I can't say it was horrible in that aspect. Like, I loved Luis Arias and Jarrett Hurd. If you're a Jarrett Hurd fan out there, Jarrett Hurd did not get robbed. Luis Arias fought awesome. He fought with more heart. He fought with more passion. And I know Jarrett Hurd had a lot going on. And I can admit that. You know, he lost his father. But he also came in 200 and he weighed 217 and lost like 60 pounds like very, very quickly. And that's not healthy for your body. And that showed during the fight. And Arias just wanted it more. Even with the Phantom knockdown, that did not happen. Luis Arias, I thought the judge who gave Jarrett Hurd that fight, the guy should be fired. Good gosh. That was. You know, I know Florida doesn't get big cards often. And now I know why. But that judge who gave Jarrett Hurd the fight was atrocious. Actually, I want to get to that in a little bit. But if we're calling a spade, sure. We can say Floyd Mayweather won. What did Floyd Mayweather said something during the week that was very I was shocked because he actually said it. He called this the fight with Logan, the exhibition, a legalized bank robbery. I wrote it because the headline was funny and the headline really wasn't wrong. Like, man, you're just robbing money from people. And you know what? They sure did. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, they robbed the fans in Miami who spent their hard-earned money during a global pandemic to see that. The people that spent the money, got in their car, paid for an Uber or paid for a Lyft, bought an airplane ticket, or drove their car, spent gas, got food, everything in between. I feel bad for the fans that had to pay for this on pay-per-view. Now, I know you guys are going to say, well, Steve, you bought it on pay-per-view. Yes, I was covering this. But I'm going to make this extremely clear. If I didn't have to cover it, I wouldn't have watched. It's my job to cover this. And I went in with an open mind. I was actually looking forward to it. This afternoon, I was actually pretty jacked. I wanted to see how Floyd looked. And I wanted to see what, if anything, Logan Paul would bring to the table. I was interested in the spectacle I thought it was going to be. I wanted to see that. How was this going to top when we saw Canelo Alvarez in Miami? Just against Avini Yildirim. How were we going to see that? What were we going to expect? Because that was glitz, the glamour. We had fireworks, awesome musical acts, and everything in between. I even thought Jake Paul and Ben Askren was exciting. Yeah, the fight sucked. The fight wasn't exactly how he thought it would go, but we got the musical acts were pretty good. We got to see some competitive boxing for what it was. Man, did we get robbed tonight? DAZN got robbed. I have to invoice that nonsense. I gotta invoice $50. Probably gonna love the traffic because the traffic was phenomenal. And we'll get into numbers of that nature in a little bit, but I see a lot of people jumping in and out. I'm Steven Muehlhausen, host of the Walkway to Fight Club podcast. I am a combat sports reporter for DAZN. I want people to remember too, I'm off the clock. This is my independent podcast. This has nothing to do with DAZN. I just want to make that clear to everybody. If you're watching via Facebook Live, it's simple, guys. Leave a reaction to the video. Leave a question or comment. And also, like and follow Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook. If you're watching via YouTube, it's simple. Give the old thumbs up button to the video and subscribe to the channel. Leave a question and comment as well. So they robbed the people that spent their hard-earned money on pay-per-view. And I feel bad for the people that had to that bought it through the Showtime app or show.com. A lot of issues that I've seen on social media, people that I know in the industry that had to cover it tonight. Or I knew people too that just wanted to watch it because there was, as poorly as this was built, even though I did think it was cool, they did the whole thing at the old Versace mansion. I thought that was pretty badass. The weigh-in, I should have had a warning when that weigh-in was so tepid. There should have been a precursor of things to come. I thought he'd give me a little bit of a show. At least feign some interest. But this was nothing more than a glorified cash grab from both guys. I hate saying it. It's not a good night for boxing. Unless you're a fan of Jared Hurd and Luis Arias. I thought they was funny. Badu Jack looked awesome. He did what he had to do. Really good performance by Badu Jack. I love the fact Badu Jack pressed forward. It's the one thing Badu Jack's been missing. If Badu Jack would fight from the 5th round on, Badu Jack would be an undefeated 2-division world champion. Because I thought he fought that well. Poor guy was getting held to death, but that's for a different story in a different time. But talking about who else got. But Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather robbed everyone. They robbed me. They robbed the hard-earned people, the people who work 9 to 5, work very hard for a living, and they paid $50. At least it was $50. I know I'm going to say $50 isn't a lot of money. $50 to people is a lot of money. To me, I still feel like $50 is a lot of money. Good Lord. But a lot of people got, because we didn't see anything. And I'm going to read you the stats from my wonderful gentlemen, my boys at CompuBox, who send me. Luckily, I'm a part of the list to where I can get. I got it right here. Hold on. My sincere apologies. Give me 1 second here. I got it right here. Okay. This is according to CompuBox for 8 rounds of action. If the internet went, there we go. All right. Floyd Mayweather. This is total punches and output. 43 out of 107, 40.2%. Logan Paul, 28 out of 217, 12.9%. The fact that Logan Paul fought laying to 28 punches is a testament to Logan Paul. I will admit that 12 punches is not a bad number. I mean, 28. Figure 8 rounds. Actually, not really. It's like 3.5 punches around. That's really not too high. You look at Floyd, 43 out of 107, 40.2%. 5 punches around. A little bit over 5. 5.4. 5.3. You could do some fuzzy math. But a total of 324 punches. Man, they really didn't give it even the old college try. They gave it the old, oh, we're going to make a shit ton of money try. And when Floyd called it a legalized bank robbery, I don't agree much with Floyd Mayweather. That was one of them. And I want to make this clear. I think Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer of this generation. I want to make that abundantly clear to everybody watching. Did he take the path of least resistance? You're fucking right he did. He fought Manny Pacquiao 6 years too late. He fought Miguel Cotto when Miguel Cotto wasn't Miguel Cotto. He faced a blowing up junior weld. He faced a blowing up lightweight in Juan Manuel Marquez. He faced soft touches like Robert Guerrero, Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm being honest. I love the Floyd that fought Jose Luis Castillo, Diego Corrales, Gennaro Hernandez, Zab Judah, Oscar De La Hoya, Carlos Baltimore. I like that Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather took risk. He took chances. He took hard fights. I get it. Show money, show business. But then you end your career against Conor McGregor. I was done at that point. That's where he's a defensive genius. He is a savant. You can't take that away from him. Not at all. But he's not TBE. Sorry to disappoint people. A lot of people better than Floyd Mayweather. He faced not even a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez. He ate Canelo for lunch. Spit him up and chewed him up. A prime Canelo, a prime Floyd Mayweather. This is a non-DAZN podcast, so Canelo Alvarez would wipe his ass, make him look like cheap toilet paper. He always took the path of least resistance. I commend him for making the money he did. There's suckers born every minute. If you can find people willing, don't get me wrong. We all wanted to see Mayweather Pacquiao. We wanted to see the young gun in Canelo Alvarez face the pound for pound king. We wanted to see that passing of the torch moment between him and Oscar De La Hoya. And that was a very fun fight. We also wanted to see the biggest name in boxing, the biggest name that competes in the octagon. How do those styles mesh? What kind of fight would we expect? I can't fault that. Because those are things and questions we always wondered. Who was better? Who was the best boxer of his generation between Mayweather and Pacquiao? Was Canelo ready to assume the mantle? Could MMA come into boxing and be the dominant and the preeminent combat sport? A lot of questions. Those were answered. But you had a MMA fighter who never had a professional boxing match. You had a fight that was 6 years too late and both guys out of their prime. And a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez who had no right whatsoever to be in there with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd won him. Bar none, he did. He dominated. And he asked, well, what could he said something to Brian Showtime's and CBS's Brian Campbell, and I would, if Brian would have came back with that, instead of kind of, and I like Brian. Brian's a friend of mine, but Brian put his head between his legs and kind of just cowered. And I was like, oh, it's a fight he could have won. A fight that I think would have created a little more stir, but Brian Campbell may not have had a job come Monday morning. But Floyd Mayweather stole a lot of money, and that's a testament to him. He stole more money, it seems like, for the final time. Because he was asked afterwards by Showtime's Brian Custer, hey, you said you had fun. And he said he had fun. I'd have fun too if I'm going to make about $50 million by doing really a bunch of nothing. I think I would feel pretty grand about that too. But he said something, and I have it right here. He goes, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. And he said this at the post-fight presser. Took all your money, hook, line, sinker. Made all of us play. I was pumped. I was actually excited. I don't get excited to work on a Sunday. Not at all. Sunday's my day off. Not today. And I had 4 hours of my life that I would really love to have back. I really, really would. Because if we look at the first 2 rounds, I want you guys to give me your thoughts. How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like you got bamboozled here? Do you feel like Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul stole money from you? Or were you satisfied from what you saw for what you really paid that $50 for? Let me know. Leave a question. Leave a comment. Let's have some conversation here. Instead of me yakking my gums. I want to hear from you guys. A lot of you guys jumping in, jumping out. We're on Facebook Live. It's simple. Leave a reaction to the video. And also, leave a question, leave a comment. It will get answered on the air, and I won't charge you to hear that, by the way. Plenty of people that do that if you're watching. And also like and follow Walkway to Fight Club on this page. And also, if you're watching via YouTube, it's also simple. Leave a thumbs up to the video and subscribe to the channel. The audio for this will also be up. It will be up tomorrow because when this podcast is done, I'm going to bed. You can find the podcast very, very simple. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all your favorite podcasting platforms. A lot of cool stuff coming up this week, including NXT star Kyle O'Reilly. I have that conversation in 10 hours from now. So that's going to be fun talking to Kyle O'Reilly. He challenges Karrion Kross along with him, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Pete Dunne. Challenge Karrion Kross for the NXT heavyweight title coming up next Sunday at NXT in your house. Hopefully someone jumps off the house. That'd be cool. I can guarantee that main event will be more exciting than what we saw this evening. But leave a question or comment. It is greatly appreciated. I think we have one here. I got questions here, and I'm just gonna kind of piggyback. I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then we'll read them in a little bit. But kind of let's start a little bit at the bottom, and we'll get more into this in a minute. But yes, we got robbed tonight. Except that no one wore a mask. No one wore a mask. Well, Floyd did. That was pretty cool, but Floyd did that for a reason. He had the Bet Online logo on his mask. So he was paid to wear that mask. If everything was kosher, Floyd wouldn't be wearing that. But you know what? Gotta make that money. Can never have enough Rolls Royces. I just like one. I think that he's got 29 Rolls Royces. That's pretty badass. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Start with Chad Johnson, Brian Maxwell. And I have no idea who the heck those two guys were. Poor Moore. I felt so bad for my friend Moore Ronaldo. Hall of Fame broadcaster. It's called some of the biggest fights of all time in MMA and boxing. And he's stuck with two clowns. Now, you knew right off the outset how Showtime was treating this. Showtime treated this as a joke. What was the reason for me to watch? I don't know who the heck these two bums were. Should have had, if you're going to entertain me, where was T.O.? T.O. was there. What about the playmaker? Michael Irvin was there too. Make it entertaining. Talk about Chad Johnson. Not two schmoes on some TV show I've never heard of. They got paid for that. Another Showtime stole money tonight. I feel bad. I saw a picture of Steven Espinoza. He looked like the head of Showtime Sports. It looked like he did not want to be there. Really looked like he did not want to be there. Chad Johnson, though. I give Chad Johnson credit. He went out there and he made it clear during the week. He respected this process. He took this more seriously than Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul did. And I commend Chad Johnson. He showed his great speed that he's still not when he was in his prime in the NFL, when he played for the Bengals. But hell, Chad Johnson showed good movement. I thought he showed a good jab. His right hand wasn't horrible for his first time out. Chad Johnson looked awesome. Yeah, he got knocked down in the 4th round, but he never had a combat sports fight. His balance was off. He got hit with a good counter right. It was a very wide right hand, but hey, it got the job done. Got knocked down. I like how he popped right up. Shot really didn't hurt him. Made it to the bell. That's a win for Chad Johnson. I actually had that scored a draw. I don't know how I had a 2-2. But that was fun. You can tell because he trained with the Charlo brothers. Good guys to train with. 2 world champions. He took it seriously. Unlike what we saw in the main event. And he also worked with Jorge Masvidal, the BMF champion in the UFC. So he took it extremely serious. I respected Chad Johnson. The fact that he respected the process, he talked no trash. And he was very grateful to be in there. And he sort of playfully, everyone got all up on him. So he called out Conor McGregor. I think he was joking. And then we got rain. Luis Arias, Jared Hurd, not a junior middleweight bout. And it started raining. I didn't know it was supposed to rain. I felt so bad. Because that rain was just like, normally when it rains, it doesn't blow like that. And it got into the ring and into the corners, and you could see Hurd and Arias pretty tentative. They had to take a couple stoppages, wipe the map. Man, I felt bad for those guys because they really, every time they started to get into some sort of rhythm, they'd slip or time was called. They had to clean. It's like, you can't get really in any rhythm that way. That's just one of those things to where it was extremely bad luck. But Arias fought well. This was it was a tide of it was like 3 different fight shifts. Yeah, the first 4 rounds was all Arias. God, bang, bam, 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 bam. Just constant aggression, kept coming forward, kept landing that right hand. Even though he got blood, he was bleeding from the bridge of his nose. He just kept coming. He had a good right hand. He was digging that left to the body. And Jared Hurd came back in those middle 3, came back in 5, 6, and 7. Arias came back and I thought won 8, 9, and 10 and closed it. Jared Hurd won the 9th round. Phantom knockdown. The frick was that nonsense? But Arias did enough to come back and make that a 10-9 round for Jared Hurd. And it was a thing where Jared Hurd missed a right hand and Arias just slipped. I don't know if the referee was just not paying attention. Looked like he was. So I don't know how you can call that a knockdown when Arias clear as day slipped. And Arias poured it on. When the fight was on the line, Arias bounced back with a beautiful 10th round. Back to what he was doing in those first 4 rounds. Constant aggression. Had that will to win that Jared Hurd just did not have. Was it because of the death of his father? Was it because having to cut all that weight, coming from 217, he weighed 158? He felt he won the fight. I didn't see it. No way. And he's blaming the mat. Arias had to go through the same nonsense. Great win for Luis Arias, the biggest win of his career over the former unified junior middleweight champion. They ran that back at 54. Cool. If not, I'm cool with that too. Got a lot of people jumping in, jumping out here. I'm Steven Muehlhausen, host of Walkway to Fight Club podcast. I'm also a combat sports reporter for DAZN, going over Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, the home of the NFL Miami Dolphins. Watching via Facebook Live, it's simple. Just leave a reaction to the video. It's very simple. Leave a reaction to the video. Leave a question or a comment. Also, like and follow Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook. If you're watching via YouTube, it's simple. Subscribe to, give a thumbs up to the video, and subscribe to the channel. You guys are rocking it tonight, man. Leave any questions or comments. Give me your guys' thoughts on the card. Thank God it's over. God, I was just texting my wife and telling her, thank God it's over. Thank God. Good Lordy, Miss Molly. And then we had, God, I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the cat's name that Badu Jack faced. Someone want to tell me? I'm going to have to Google it now. Badu Jack. Irvin Colina. Good God. Short notice because Jean Pascal decided he wanted the Big Baby Miller special of cocktails, failing 4 testing positive for 4 banned substances. Was the Big Baby Miller PED cocktail plan? Good Lord. But I give Colina credit. He took the fight undefeated from Venezuela. He came in on short notice. He gave it his all. A lot of holding. Badu J came out the aggressor at the outset. And going in the body. I love his straight right hand. This is so crisp. It's so fluid. I thought Badu Jack looked sensational. Colina got warned for excessive holding in the second round, which was a lot of holding. And you could see the frustration in Badu Jack. It got to the point where the referee deducted a point. And then he held him again in the third, and he warned Colina, if you do this again, you're going to be disqualified. Which I've never heard, which was like, whoa. So, got to the fourth round. Badu Jack sent him down twice in the first 90 seconds. So you felt like, okay, this is going to end very, very quickly. And Badu Jack, time winding down. It seemed like Colina was going to survive. A beautiful body shot. Nearly sent Colina through the ropes onto his back, mouthpiece out of his mouth. And in the state of Florida, through the Florida Boxing Commission, if you were knocked down 3 times in a round, the fight is over. Badu Jack the Ripper, good win. Says he wants to go to cruiserweight. Tired of making 175. Wants to become a 3-division champion, and he wants to fight a cruiserweight. Hey, I'm down for that. I love Badu Jack. It's just one of those guys you just root for. You really, 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 really do. Those are guys you just root for. You really do. So a big shout out to Badu Jack. He does a lot of stuff with helping, kids in Africa and helping the less fortunate kids. So the cause for what he believes in is really, really cool. I love that. I'm always a fan of that. So anytime you can help out the kids, hey, sign me up for that. And then, like we talked about earlier in the main event, Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul. I thought we were going to be in for some cool shenanigans. Logan Paul came out, had the Pokemon card with a gold chain in a baseball card case. I'm like, okay, there we go. That's pretty funny. And then the crowd was like booing him. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Why are we booing Logan Paul? Why? Man, you guys are just jumping right on here. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Means a lot. Greatly appreciate it. I am Steven Muehlhausen, host of Walkway to Fight Club. I am a combat sports reporter for DAZN. It's simple. If you're watching via YouTube, it's simple. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a thumbs up to the video. Leave a question and or comment. Watching via Facebook Live, it's simple as well. Very simple. Give a reaction to the video, like and follow, walk away to Fight Club page, and also, leave a question in the comment. I thought Logan Paul looked okay the first 2 rounds. I didn't score the fight. Kind of was just blogging. It's an exhibition. It doesn't count. So I really didn't. But like I was just giving details of what was going on, and that Logan Paul looked okay the first 2 rounds. Floyd really didn't do nothing, as evidenced by the awesome 43 out of 107 punches. It's like, God, you were throwing a little over like 13 and a half punches around. It's like, good Lord. Man, I wish I get paid about $50 million to throw very minimally and dance around on my bicycle for the final 3 minutes. Then Floyd started to really amp it up in the third. He was starting to apply pressure. Logan Paul did do a smart thing, and he was just grabbing, not wanting to get knocked out. And which he did. And Floyd landed some good shots. He buckled him with a combination in the sixth, which was the hardest sequence of the fight. And you got to the final round because people aren't thinking, and the narrative coming in was Floyd's going to get this into about the fourth round. And then Floyd's going to put the foot on the pedal. He's going to end the charade and call it a day. Floyd really didn't do that. Floyd was coming in. Floyd really didn't. He came in. I think he countered a little bit when Logan threw, but not really. If Floyd Mayweather really wanted to put the pedal on, Floyd Mayweather could have put him away. I honestly believe that. So we get to the final round. The crowd's already pissed off. They were booing in the seventh. They're booing more in the eighth. They want to see some action. They want to see Floyd go for the KO. And the fight ended with Floyd riding his bicycle, circling around like Muhammad Ali. Logan Paul pretending he's going to wind up and do something, and he's smiling away. They're looking at the clock. They're pointing. The crowd is pissed. And that was it. And Floyd Mayweather said he would like to do another one, but then he says, nah, I'm not. Then the post-fight presser. And this quote is courtesy of Mike Coppinger of The Athletic from the press conference. I will read it to you guys right now. As far as me fighting again, absolutely not. As far as me doing another exhibition, probably not. Now, he said during the interview in the ring, Showtime's Brian Custer, yeah, I would do it again. So what changed between the time you were in the ring to getting to the press conference, which didn't last long, which wasn't that. Maybe it was the fact that you had sold a bill of goods that there were 57,000 tickets sold when, if we're being frank, maybe there was half of that. Maybe. I really don't think there was. That looked, when the lights were on, that looked pretty scary. Maybe 25 to 30, which is still a good crowd. 25 to 30,000 is nothing to sneeze about. When you're proclaiming, oh, we sold 55, 57,000 tickets. It didn't look like there were some happy people at that post-fight press conference. And the reaction on social media let everyone know that everyone from Canelo Alvarez, LeBron James, Sasha Banks of WWE, Jake Paul, a lot of people from the UFC, entertainment world, a lot of people not happy with what they saw. A lot of people were very upset at the excessive holding by Logan Paul, the reluctance to really throw anything of substance by Floyd Mayweather. Because let's be real, the best boxer of this generation should be able to put away a YouTuber, a social media influencer, whatever you want to call it. Regardless of the 34-pound weight difference. He wore down Logan Paul. If he would have just kept ripping the body, which he did, but not often, he could have put him away. He really could have. He chose not to. We got a highway robbery this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We all got robbed. I don't think we will see Floyd Mayweather do this again. He got his one final cash heist on the boxing world. I really, really do. We do have one more comment here, and then we're going to get out of here. From Sam 2K, do you think we will get Floyd versus Jake Paul? Jake Paul, and I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but I think Jake Paul knocks Floyd. Jake Paul's got more skill than Logan. He's quicker. He's not lumbering. There is some skill to Jake Paul. There actually is. For people that don't want to admit it, there is. There, I think Floyd Mayweather tries, and I think Floyd Mayweather would knock him out. But it would be more competitive. I will say that. Will Jake Paul win? No, because Floyd Mayweather would knock his head off. I really do. He would make it a point. Not kidding. I want to say this too, and I want to refresh this here because I checked the numbers a little bit ago. These were Google trends. Ted Johnson, 200,000. And he was the number 6 searched person or event of the day. I want to give you guys the number because the numbers for this are just astronomical. Absolutely astronomical. Nearly 11.7. Think about this. 11.7 Google search. 11.7 million Google searches. That's as of right now. It's 5 to 1 Central Time, almost 2 a.m. Eastern, and almost 11 p.m. Pacific. That's huge. That's big time numbers, guys. Well, they'll probably end up at 12 million. I soft number, I would say. We'll get final numbers on that tomorrow. I don't know nothing about streaming, nothing about pay-per-view. No one's going to know anything about that until later on in the week. I guarantee it was one of the most illegally pirated events of all time probably because the fact that people got pissed off. And this is where I think in a way, you have to blame Showtime and CBS for this. You had to know people were streaming's becoming more of the norm. Should have had your software and your bandwidth. Should have had that together. That's a bad job. You gotta call it like you say. DAZN's done the same thing. Gotta get that shit together. You know the type of events you're having. People are going to be streaming more. Instead of a lot of people are cutting the cord. They have to be more aware of that. They probably lost some money doing that tonight. And people probably got pissed and were like, I'm going to illegally watch it. I hate saying that. I hope people didn't. Because guys like Lewis Arias, Jared Hurd, and Badu Jack deserve to get paid. The real winners of tonight, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, because they robbed us. They robbed the fans. They robbed the media. They robbed everybody but their families. The losers were the media and the fans. But another winner tonight, and I sincerely mean this, is Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul can hang his hat on the fact that he went in there with the greatest boxer of this generation, and he made, by hook or crook, he went 8 rounds, went the distance with one Floyd Mayweather. Good, bad, or as I say, good, bad, or indifferent. I want to thank everyone that watched this afternoon or Sunday afternoon and stayed up late and watched this. This means a lot. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much to everyone that's watched. This is a regular thing, guys. I ain't going nowhere. This podcast, we're rocking and rolling here. We're in a good rhythm now, and I really do appreciate it. Watching via Facebook Live, it's simple. Just give a reaction to the video, like and follow Walk Away to Fight Club Facebook page, and leave a question or comment. I promise it will get answered, or we'll get some type of reaction from me. I do promise that. Watching via YouTube, it's simple. I have a YouTube channel. The podcast does. Leave a thumbs up to the video, and also subscribe to the channel. And also, we're available on. We have a Twitter page at Walkway Fight, Instagram, Walkway to Fight Club, all in lowercase letters. Also, the audio for this will be up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all your favorite podcasting platforms. That will be up on Monday, sometime be later on this morning. As I'm going to hit the hay here in a few minutes, but a lot of cool stuff coming up this week. WWE star Kyle O'Reilly will be on the podcast. That will be for Tuesday. He headlines NXT TakeOver in your house next Sunday, June the 13th. As him, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, and Pete Dunne challenge Karrion Kross for the NXT Heavyweight title. Also, we'll have a conversation with Marvin Vettori. He headlines Saturday's UFC 263 as he challenges Israel Adesanya for the UFC middleweight title. That card is stacked. You have that fight. The co-main, Davison Figueiredo defends the flyweight title against Brandon Moreno in a rematch of one of the best fights of 2020. Looking forward to that fight. And the return of one of combat sports' biggest superstars, Nate Diaz meets Leon Edwards in a 5-round welterweight affair. Those Kyle O'Reilly and Marvin Vettori, man, we got two headliners. That's not a bad week, guys. And also, whatever happens this week, I got some things in the frying pan per se. So hopefully, we'll be able to get some more of. Actually, okay, we got a couple more here before we go. Jesse Maldonado, who is the winner? No one won, Jesse, unfortunately. The winner was Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul because they stole money from everyone tonight. Or yesterday, if we're kidding. Unless you live on the West Coast. The winners, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. But to me, also another real winner, and I want to say this before we go, was definitely Luis Arias. A golden opportunity with a worldwide audience, and he delivered in every way, shape, and form. He seized the opportunity, and he made the most of it. And hopefully Luis Arias gets another big-time opportunity. Jesse Maldonado, thanks, man. You're the best. Hey, no. Thank you for watching and leaving a comment and a question. And that means a lot. You guys do not understand. This is a rough industry. It's rough. We have good events. We have bad events. We saw a bad event tonight. There was some good that came out of it. Not enough good to make up for. People don't, and it's unfortunate. People don't remember what we see on the undercard. It doesn't get all the hype. It doesn't get all the love. It doesn't get all the sizzle. People talk about what we see in the headlining position. People talk about the main event. What you're paying the money to see, whether it's on your television, your phone, your tablet, or if you're lucky enough, you are able to see the event inside a venue. No one won. The fans didn't win. Showtime won. Mayweather Promotions won. Leonard Ellerbe won. God, he was sitting on his phone for half the fight. The CEO of Mayweather Promotions sitting on his phone during the fight and in the ring after the fight. So, I don't think Leonard could have gave a flying to hoots because he just made a ton more money. We know Floyd didn't care. We know Logan didn't care. But you know who cares? I do. You guys do. You guys are watching. This is an honest assessment. It's an unfortunate assessment. I wanted to talk about fun stuff. So I was expecting a spectacle. I wanted to talk about the circus. Really didn't get a circus. We got a complete mess, and it's unfortunate. Richard McPhee, Floyd carrying him was disgusting, Steve. Richard, thank you for leaving a comment. Oh, he carried him. Disgusting. I mean, we can go with disgusting. Absolutely. Disgusting, deplorable. If we're being honest about it. If we're all, and this is my thing, if we're all living under the honest tree, we put up our right hands like George Washington. We'll not tell a lie. If we're being all honest with ourselves. We got robbed tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But we will end with that. I want to thank everyone. Thank you so much. It means, oh my God, you guys don't know what today means. It means a lot. It was so appreciated. Don't forget, like the Walkway to Fight Club here if you're watching via Facebook on Facebook Live. Please, please, please like and follow the Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, give a thumbs up to the video. Subscribe to the channel. You can find the audio. If you didn't catch the whole thing, the audio, the fight preview, and the post show will also be full audio. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all your favorite podcasting platforms. This one will be up in the morning. Later on this week, Kyle O'Reilly, Marvin Vettori, maybe more. I don't know what happened. I say something and then 15,000 interviews happen. So this world is nuts. It's crazy. But those are guaranteed because Kyle O'Reilly I'm doing in 9.5 hours and Marvin Vettori's already done. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, everyone that left a question, left a comment, and watched. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is Steven Muehlhausen, and I will talk to you guys next time. Mwah! Peace.